Hi everyone, this is Stacy from Stacy Rabbit Jewelry. Today I want to show you how to make these cool chain dangle earrings using Sam's Bead Shop bead box called Ancient Egypt. This is a great box. If you don't have it, you should definitely think about buying it. To make a pair of these earrings, you're going to need a few things from the box. First off, you're going to need two of these turquoise oval check glass pieces. You're also going to need to have two pieces of 22 gauge wire that are gold. I cut mine to be about 3 inches long. And I was using a German style wire that's a half hard wire, but you can use craft wire here as well. You will need some gold head pins, 6 of them to be exact, a pair of ear wires, 1 jump ring. This is about a 5mm jump ring. And then you will also need a couple of pieces of chain. So I pre-cut the chain. The first one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 links. And then the other one has 13 links. So you'll need 2 pieces that look like that. And you can adjust those depending on what kind of chain you have and how long you want your earring. You will also need some of the check glass bell flowers. These really pretty blue silk gold ones, 3 for each earring or 6 total. You'll also need 10 of the seed beads that come in the box, and these are an 11O seed bead in metallic light bronze. And last but not least, you're going to need some of the check glass fire polish rounds in the 4mm size. I used 4 gold, 2 per earring, and 6 of these turquoise colored ones. You'll also need a few tools to make this pair of earrings. First off, I have 2 pairs of chain nose pliers. They can be straight, they can be bent. They're just going to be basically for bending wire and opening and closing jump rings. The next thing that you'll need is a flush cutter. And last but not least, you'll want to have a round nose pliers. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to do is this segment here with the turquoise oval bead. And we're going to grab that. We're going to grab our 2 gold fire polish. We're going to grab our 3-inch piece of wire and 2 of our itty bitty seed beads. We're going to start by making a simple loop on our wire. You're going to want to make sure that you have a flush end. I do here. If you do not, come in with your flush cutters with the flush side pointed toward the wire and cut off till you have a smooth end. To make sure that this hangs right when we are done, we are going to make the loops face in opposite directions. So I am going to grab the wire with my chain nose pliers and just hold the bead in place with my thumb so it doesn't break. And bend your wire at a 90-degree angle. You can see that it's going to be the opposite direction as the one that we have. So the next step is to trim off the excess wire. So leave a centimeter or 2 and cut that with the flush end facing your wire so you get this smooth end. Then we're going to make a simple loop. So grab it with the very end with your round nose pliers and start to rolling it back. Just like that. And if anything isn't as you'd like it, you can just come in and flatten it out. And if you feel like your loops are not, you know, facing quite right, you can either bend it with your hand, or 2 pairs of pliers will do that for you as well. So our next step is we're going to make these little charms using our head pins. I've created a little assembly line for us to make our charms. So on each of our head pins, we are going to do the following. We're going to put 1 turquoise fire polish, 1 cute little bellflower, and 1 seed bead. And we're going to do the same thing that we did. So this project just uses simple loops. So we are going to come in above our seed bead, and I just hold it with my nails so it doesn't get cracked by the pliers. And you are just going to bend the top of your head pin to a 90-degree angle using your chain nose pliers. If you're super strong, you can also bend that with your hand. So once again, we just come in, and I try and hold this because I don't like pieces flying all over the place. So this little guy came off, so we'll just send him back where he belongs. And again, you want this to have a flush cut there. It's much easier to close the loop when you have a flush cut wire. So same thing. I have a pesky seed bead. Just use your chain nose pliers. Sorry, round nose pliers to roll that back to make a loop. And then we are going to repeat that 2 more times. So I will do 1 more to demonstrate. So turquoise, bellflower, itty bitty seed bead. They do make smaller seed beads, so I guess this isn't an itty bitty one. It's a almost itty bitty. And then using our chain nose pliers to bend, our flush cutters to cut off the excess, and last but not least, our round nose pliers to make our loop. And that one's not perfectly closed, but I'm not going to worry about it because it's going to connect on to other things. Our last step is to take all of our different components and create an earring. So I am going to start at the top and work my way down. So we are going to open one of our simple loops and just put on our ear wire and then close that back up. I will often, 1, make sure it's closed, and then 2, just clamp on it to work harden it a little bit. We're going to go to the other side of this piece, and I'm actually going to make sure this loop is closed because we're going with a jump ring next. So our loop is closed and looks good. So I'm going to pick up this jump ring, and I am going to grab 2 pairs of chain nose pliers. You can use bent chain nose here too. I just happen to like the regular ones better. So you're just going to twist one of the sides of the jump ring toward you to open it. And you are going to thread that on to the simple loop that we made on the other end. And we are going to start putting our charms on. We're going to put 1 charm on our shorter piece of chain, our longer piece of chain, and then we are going to come in and just close the jump ring. So you never want to pull on those, you just want to twist back and forth until they line up. And then I often do the same thing and just kind of work harden them as well. And this is what we have. So our last step is to attach our last 2 charms. So basically what we've been doing before, just opening and closing jump rings and opening and closing simple loops. So we are going to open our simple loop with a chain nose pliers and attach it to our chain like that. And then just close it and work harden it. We are going to do exactly the same thing to do the last one. Open. Find the end of our chain. Oh, come on. There we go. Chain is looking to humiliate me today. We close it again with our chain nose pliers. And we have another earring. So you can make these longer if you want to. Once I untangle the chain, you can make these kind of shoulder duster earrings. You can also make them shorter. You could add more things on, but this is a good starting place, and any kind of chain works as well. Thank you so much for joining me, and see you soon.